Hey everybody. So I mentioned this a little bit in my video a minute ago about Jordan Yates. I'm trying to keep up with all this tech freaking news because it's a really busy day ever since the season ended. Staff's been shaken up and things have been happening, and for better or for worse, I'm gonna freaking be here and cover it while I am trying to recover from this god-awful season and the events that have unfolded. But anyway, enough wallowing in my misery. I'll mention what I freaking goddamn made this video to talk about. So, okay, we have offered George Godsey a substantial deal to come be offensive coordinator for Georgia Tech. And if there's one thing that freaking Collins is doing right, it's this move. It's a great move. Now, he's fired Pat Node, right? Our offensive coordinator. And everybody was talking about the candidates, and Godsey was one of the top candidates. He used to play quarterback for Tech. He's a quarterback coach. Well, hell, he can coach anything. I've seen that he coaches tight ends, running backs, this or that. We could use really a quarterback. I think would be a game changer for us, and tight ends would be nice too. But we had our starting tight end get hurt this year, and we're really trying to build that position up from nothing. So to have a quarterback developer, because the progress of Jeff Sims has been disappointing this year, and he has been hurt a lot. But he's still turning the ball over more than it would like. He's not exactly very accurate, and so it would be nice to see somebody come in that can develop a quarterback and help him improve and reach his potential, because the sky's the limit for friggin' Jeff Sims. It's not like, though, that he's coming in and carrying our team like Jahmyr Gibbs was and transferring out. I mean, he's not in any danger of transferring because he really hasn't done anything or proven himself yet. He's shown flashes, but that's really not enough for another team for him to land at like a bigger spot that he's capable of. Not that I want him to. I mean, I want him to stay at Tech, but I'm just saying he could reach new heights with a right guy developing him. So it would be nice. Right now, George Godsey is the co-offensive coordinator for the Miami Dolphins, right? So he's got a big-time NFL job, and it's going to take a lot to kind of get him away, and I mentioned that. And that's what they're freaking doing. That's what they are coughing up the freaking cash. Apparently, they're offering him double what Dave Patno was making. And I tried to look up whatever Godsey's salary was, and I don't think it's like public information. I couldn't really get a really good answer. So who knows how much he's making. I'm assuming that, the amount that we offered him reflected that, and we're compensating him well. And ideally, the thing is, he's a Tech guy. So ideally, we get him to come to us because he's a Tech guy. When you're at your darkest hour, you go to guys that just want the team to get better and everything. They're not just chasing a paycheck or anything like that. That's how you wind up with freaking bums like Dave Patno. And so, he is an NFL guy. It doesn't always translate well. He's been around the block though, and a lot of the people were kind of saying that, oh well, George Godsey's old as hell, not exactly innovative, and I'd rather have Willie Corn, the OC for Coastal Carolina. They run a exciting modern offense and everything like that. So I don't think we're getting Willie Corn. I think Willie Corn goes somewhere better than Georgia Tech. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. I think that there's a lot of eyes on Coastal Carolina right now, and that's the popular thing to do, is to go after the Group of 5 programs. And maybe I'm selling us short. I don't know. But, I mean, because it does look like we're willing to cough up the money required. So it would be kind of cool to have, one of these young, innovative offenses. But, I mean, at this point, I'd rather just settle for something that's works. I mean, Godsey's been around the block a few times. He's got to be able to come in and do what Dave Patnode couldn't, which is tailor the offense to the players' strengths. I feel like what Patnode and Collins were trying to do is force their scheme, whatever they were doing, and it just wasn't working. Like forcing throwing to the tight end, not having an empty backfield or one back in the backfield. It's just not working for the roster that we have, and that's honestly lost us games because of some weird decisions and play calling, scaredy play calling, whatever it is on the offensive side of the ball. That's what we've been coming up short, is thanks to that offensive coordinator. So this is an important hire for us. And I like the Godsey hire, or not hire. He's the offer. I like what we're doing, because I said this a minute ago, and I'm criticizing Collins for losing Jahmyr Gibbs, and that hasn't changed. You're in this position because you refused to do this sooner. A lot of people were calling for this last year, and I wasn't exactly, but it became apparent early into the season that it wasn't working, and it wasn't going to work with Patnode. This should have been writing on the wall, and now we've paid dearly because of it. I feel like if we had made a bowl, Jahmyr Gibbs wouldn't have gone nowhere, because he knew what he was coming into. He knew he was coming into a rebuild. You just expect after 3 years that you make some more progress than this. Literally zero progress. And the fact and what really upsets me, I like this move, but don't think that this is. I want Jeff Collins to be fired. I called for it yesterday. I mean it. I think he's lost the locker room, and that's one of the things that I had given him credit for. I think that okay, you're 3-9. As long as you can keep the players together and believing in it and believing what you're saying in the press conferences, and as long as that is all true, then okay. We make the changes we need to in the offseason. We come back, and we have a hell of a year next year. As if this year was some kind of middle of the road year, stepping stone year. But no, it's not. I don't think it'll happen under Collins. The players don't believe it'll happen, and I just think that I don't think Collins can get it done. Besides just offensive play calling, there's been other things holding us back. That's Jeff Collins' fault, and it's an unprepared team, sloppy decisions, and undisciplined players, and clearly they're not believing. I was hearing words from the players themselves. Take it with a grain of salt. It was something I read on freaking internet. You never know, but what rumors and whispers and this stuff gets out, that the players think it's a facade, and that's clearly what it was from the outside looking in, from the fans' perspective. But and I'll tell you what, you don't go 100-0 in your last two games. We got outscored 100-0 in our last two games of the season. That doesn't happen if your players haven't given up. So, I held on as long as I could. Most people wanted Collins fired a long time ago. I didn't. Now I do. The players clearly don't believe in him, so I don't believe in him. They're the ones that are in the locker room every day, seeing how it is in there. If they don't believe in him, then why should I? So, I held on long as I could. Not so much anymore. There's still Collins lovers out there, and I can see it. I do think this is a good move. I just think it's too late, and he's forced himself into this situation now, and it's just a little too late. Everybody's way too fed up. Collins isn't exactly a likable guy. He just kind of lies to you in his press conferences, and he's just not really willing to admit that tell you anything. And anyway, there were several other candidates that, well, we had thought about. And, if Godsey turns down the offer, maybe I'll make a video on the possible potential candidates. But, this move was made quickly. So that's kind of cool that it happened so quick. So, hey, maybe he'll just accept the job and it'll save me the trouble of having to scour the freaking internet for possible coaching candidates. Like I'm the one that's going to be hiring them. I'm kidding. I don't mind making freaking videos about Georgia Tech. I just it's been rough. It's been rough covering this damn team. They're freaking doing their best to try to run me off, but I mean, I guess you can't run me off. I don't know. Jameer Gibbs about doing it, but anyway. Go Jackets. Freaking hopefully Godsey comes and fixes this damn stuff we got going on. I'll see you guys next time.